I fucking love these paranormal games you find on the subreddit. I've tried them all. The Three Kings was something I will never forget. The left right game didn't work for me, but for my friend it worked. He didn't stay long, but at least we know it worked. He knows I work for a company, so he linked me to the elevator game. He asked me, does your company have 10 stories? Which it does. Once I said yes, he begged me to try it. It was a dead day at work, so there were no customers, nothing important to do, so I figured, what the hell, I'll try it. I'm not going to lie, I did not believe this game would actually cause anything. I felt like this is one of those games where nothing would happen, and it was all hype, and it wouldn't work at all. I was wrong. Oh Lord, I was wrong. I pulled up to the rules on my phone, screenshotted them just in case I had no internet when I got up to the other side. About 11:30, it was time. I walked over to the elevator, took a deep breath, and hit the button. Unlikely, but my manager showed up, and I realized it wouldn't work if we were both there. Plus, I'm not going to hit a bunch of buttons with my boss there. I made an excuse to call someone and walked away from the elevator. Once my boss left, I texted my friend. Okay, here we go. At the elevator, I checked my phone. It was at 73%. We're all set. I hit the send button, changed to the rules, and got in the elevator. First step, hit the 4th floor. I can do that. Got to the 4th floor. Stay in the elevator, 2nd floor, pushed the button. 2nd floor, made it safely. 6th floor. 2nd floor again. Here we go. Now, the 10th floor. Now for the most important choice. Oh, jeez. By this time, I knew that this next floor would be the most vital moment. I hit the 5th floor and took a deep breath. Let me be clear about something. I know at least 80% of the company's employees on a first-name basis. I work on computers. I need to know people either by their office or at least their name. I know the other 20%, but not on a speaking basis. The 5th floor opened to a tiny Asian lady. As she walked in, she seemed to be in her early 20s. I wanted to scream out of fear right there and then, but I reminded myself of the rules. Don't speak, don't look. So I stared at these fucking buttons. I pressed the 1st floor button and prayed that it went to the 1st floor so I could leave and not look back onto any of this. Of course it didn't. We went out. The woman asked how my day was going. It was like a child's voice filled with excitement. Fuck that, I said, nothing. That child's voice almost lowered my walls of staying quiet and not looking. Quickly, I shook that all off. This was when the worst possible thing that could have happened fucking happened. As the elevator opened on the 10th floor, I jumped out. I kept my back turned until I was going to hear those doors close behind me. Before they closed behind me, though, I sneezed. Fuck! I froze. I turned around and saw the elevator close almost completely. And the woman's arm reaching out with a gurgling scream behind it. The door closed. Damn. Her arm snapped like a fucking twig. There was no blood. It wasn't gory. Just an arm laying on the ground. I panicked and reached for my phone to call my friend, but my phone was dead. I couldn't get it to turn on. I felt so alone. What was the return method? Why didn't I write it down? I sat down against the wall and thought. I must have sat for a good 10 minutes wondering what the fuck to do now. Then it hit me. I was alone. It worked. This floor should be bustling with people on their cubicles, or at least the phone's ringing. The silence was all I needed to hear to know that I was the only person there. Then I got somewhat giddy. What would still be here? I ran into the office and, like I thought, no one. However, computers were still turned on. It was like everyone was signed in, halfway through their projects or their emails, but disappeared. I went to one cubicle and saw the email. Then I read it. Georgia, I'm so glad you chose our company to help you with your issue. It's been a pleasure working with you this past week. I've enjoyed the time getting to know you, and I was wondering if you would want to grab a drink this Friday. Sean. I rolled my eyes and wished Sean the best. I walked into one of the top guys in the company's office. Sadly, the computer wasn't turned on. I was enjoying myself, though. I walked into the kitchen, I flicked the lights on and made myself a coffee from the espresso machine, and walked around some more. I looked around for a clock, curious of how long I've been here. Would the time be the same as in my world? Should I get ready to go? I found a clock, but this is when I first got to see through a window. It was pitch black, except for a red X. I thought it would look like the real world, just dark, with a red cross. I didn't like this. Not seeing anything but that red X made my hairs prick up on my neck. Then I remembered that if I made it, it would look identical except for two things. There should be a red cross outside, and the lights should be off. I looked back and saw the lights in the kitchen still on. This wasn't right. I messed up. I wasn't supposed to be here. I dropped my coffee and ran to the elevator. Fuck! The elevator wasn't there. I remembered that the elevator would be hard to find or to be further away. I looked around, I ran back to the office and thought to call my friend on the desk phone. I punched his number and heard ringing. This could be good. Josh answered, and I started hastily explaining where I was. I know, dude, you're here. I know. I stopped explaining and I told him to repeat that. I know where you are. You were here. I hung up the phone immediately and I felt I was being watched. I knew I did not want to look into the window behind me. I ran back to where the elevator would be and sighed as I found it right where it was when I started. Now all I had to do was remember the steps. I knew I started on the 4th floor, then the 2nd, then the 6th, then was it the 2nd again, or was it the 10th and then the 2nd again? Shit. I quickly pressed the 10th and then the 2nd, now the 5th. I breathed a sigh of relief when the one-armed lady was not there, waiting for me. I hit the 1st floor. Everything looked the same. I checked my phone, and it was 7:37. I was gone for 7 minutes. I texted Josh that it worked, and I was back. I explained to him when I got off work. Thank God. The rest of my day was uneventful, except I felt that everyone kept staring at me, probably imagining things. Edit. I messed up my return trip. I knew something was wrong. Oh my God. I'm hiding in my house, and tomorrow I have to go to work safely and fix this. I don't know if this no sleep is from my original dimension or only this new one. Send me PMs and ask me questions on the comments to see if anything is the same. I'm seeing differences in the world's news and things I'm interested in. Example, NBA today, there was a trade between Raptors and Spurs. In my dimension, the Raptors don't exist. Everything else is the same. Roster and everything. Sorry, roster. Toronto is named the Vandals. Always had been. Edit number 2. I finally got some sleep. Not much, like 2 or 3 hours worth. I'm praying for a fucking miracle. I don't know what to do yet. Thankfully, my dog on this side is the same. It's nice having something normal. I'm going to try to answer some of your comments below. And such till I figure out what my plan is for today.